2023 budget session is underway and it's been a fiery parliament session for the last 1 week. And joining me right now is the first time MP from the Rajya Sabha, Mr Randeep Surjewala, who is also the General Secretary in charge of a poll-bound state, Karnataka. Thank you so much for taking out time and speaking to us over here at Mirror Now. So this is your first time in the parliament as far as the Rajya Sabha MP is concerned. What was your first assessment of the Prime Minister's speech from yesterday? Because it was on a day when the leader of the opposition, Mallikarjun Kharge's speech were expunged, which of course the Congress party took offence to and took it up with the chairman. But it was also Rahul Gandhi's speech from the Lok Sabha that was expunged. Do you see a pattern over here? And also your first view about the Prime Minister's speech?
As a citizen of India, I looked at Prime Minister's speech both in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. PM spoke for about 3 hours. The whole country expected Prime Minister to address certain fundamental issues. Why is Prime Minister of India scared of using the word Adani? A-D-A-N-I. We want to ask Mr. Prime Minister. Why is it that he is refusing to even acknowledge whiff of a scandal, much less concede that this is a classical case where following things have been alleged. Alleged money laundering, alleged round tripping of thousands of crores, alleged money, actually there is evidence to that, of thousands of crores coming from tax havens and shell companies who only invest in Mr. Adani's company. Whose money is it? Number two, why is it that LIC is being hammered on account of the whole Adani saga? LIC's invest value was 74,000 crore on 23rd January in Adani stocks. It has come down by almost 26 to 30,000 crores. Isn't that a loss to small policy holders of LIC? Thirdly, State Bank of India has given 27,000 crore. Bank of Baroda, Punjab National Bank and other Indian banks have cumulatively given 82,000 crores of loan to Mr. Adani. Is that money recoverable or is that money in doubt? Fourthly, State Bank of India and LIC shares in the stock market have gone down by 1,40,000 crores in value over a period of 13 or 14 days. Fifthly, there are serious allegations of share value being enhanced by Mr. Adani and multiple shell companies across multiple tax havens and countries being used by them. These are very serious allegations against countries, one of the biggest corporates.
But why do you think the government is not willing to discuss this? Are you trying to allege there's some sense of complicity?
I won't say complicity. I think there is direct collusion between Modi government and Mr. Adani. Mr. Modi's Prime Minister's friendship with Mr. Adani is well known. Anybody can be friends with anybody. But if you are using public office to act as an agency for a private company, then questions must be asked. Why is it that in 3 hours Prime Minister did not find 3 seconds to say the word Adani and say, we have nothing to hide, let's order an investigation? If there is a joint parliamentary committee, BJP has the majority, they will have the majority members, they will have their own chairman. Congress doesn't have so many numbers.
But they feel that one report isn't sufficient enough to order a JPC. In that regards, then, there are several reports that has also been spoken about and has been critical of the previous regime, which is the UPA government's time. What do you have to say about it when they are saying that one report isn't sufficient to even demand a JPC? It doesn't hold merit.
That's why I did not even utter the word Hindenburg. Congress party, many other newspapers and online magazines have been speaking about. For example, let me give you one example. There is a particular premises in Mauritius which is a tax haven. From there, I am told 42,000 crores have come into Mr. Adani's companies. The companies do no other business. The companies have no employees. Their websites are sketchy. 99% of their investment is into Mr. Adani's companies. Should it not be asked, is this circulating black money and converting into white, or is it something else?
But your opposition doesn't come together. There are fissures in the opposition when it comes to your strategy, because we did see how the TMC was initially not with you. Then, of course, when you all agreed to a discussion in the parliament, then, of course, the BRS and the Aam Aadmi Party, they staged a walkout. This opposition unity, especially on issues like this, is the need of the hour if you want to hold the government accountable. But that is exactly where we feel that the opposition is left wanting.
May I say that's a much smaller issue. The larger issue is national interest. Almost every single Indian, including every viewer of yours, has an LIC policy. I'm sure I have, I'm sure you have too. If LIC's money is at stake, State Bank of India is your lead bank. If their money is at stake, loads and loads of salaried class, middle class invest into shares of LIC, SBI, Mr Adani's companies. If their entire life's earnings are at stake, should questions be asked and accountability fixed and investigation ordered or not? Nobody has stopped Mr. Modi from conducting any investigation into any of the UPA acts. 9 years you are in power, Mr. Modi. Why didn't you order? Because I'll tell you why. In 2G, they speak about honesty. There was what they call presumptive loss, a loss in the mind of 1,76,000 crore. 2G is the lowest part of the spectrum. But the so-called self-declared honest government has sold 5G, world's ultimate bandwidth, for only 1,50,000 crore. And the man who so-called propounded a theory of presumptive loss has been holding a cabinet post since then. So we know in 2G nobody was convicted. Coal, no UPA ministers or Congress ministers, they have been put in the dock. All this was a made-up theory, but forget about that. Let's look at the present. If countries' resources are at stake, if people's money and livelihoods are at stake, what is the problem in having an investigation? Why not even utter the word Adani?
No, we get your point, but when the Prime Minister was speaking yesterday, he also did mention what the voters couldn't do, essentially what the ED has managed to do as far as uniting the opposition is concerned. Over here, of course, he mentions about the ED as far as the investigation that has been ordered, the probe that are underway. On 22nd February, DK Shivakumar has been served another notice from the ED, since you are Secretary in charge of Karnataka. How do you see this cloud of ED hovering over Mr. DK Shivakumar, because he is one of your top faces to be the chief ministerial candidate in Karnataka?
ED has become election department of Bharatiya Janata Party. It's a frontal wing. Tell me how many people have ED convicted in 9 years? Zilch. ED is only unleashed on political opponents. Mr. DK Shivakumar is being harassed. In fact, he has publicly said he was asked by the BJP become Deputy CM or go to jail. But his loyalty to the Congress party was such that he decided to go to jail. But what happened? Has BJP ever indicted him in any case? Because there is no case. It's all fabricated cases to either make people turn their loyalty towards BJP or somehow entangle them in a web of litigation so that they are not able to speak up against the Modi government and the BJP. But let me tell you, such petty tactics and using people like agencies like ED or CPI will not help their cause. End of the day, you have to be accountable to people. All that we are asking the Prime Minister is to answer why is there 8% unemployment in India? Why does the gas cylinder cost 1100 rupees when there is a 25% decline in international gas prices? Why is it that the petrol is touching 100 and diesel over 90 when there is a almost 35 to 40% decline in international prices of crude oil? Why is it that we still buy cooking oil at 150 rupees and pulses between 100 to 175 rupees a kg? Why is it that the wealth disparity is so much that only 1% of all Indians own 52% of India's wealth? Why is it that a farmer earns 27 rupees a day but Mr. Adani's wealth rises by 1300 crore rupees a day. How do you live in such a country, and will it not lead to civil unrest unless and until addressed?
Now, of course, I was asking you the question about Mr. D.K. Shivakumar also because it's your poll-bound state of Karnataka, where of course you are levelling several charges against the present Chief Minister, Mr. Basavaraja Bommai in Karnataka, about pay CM or the 40% bribe that you are alleging. But even he turns around and questions the Congress party about the scams during your tenure, and especially when you have somebody like Mr. D.K. Shivakumar who is already undergoing ED investigation. Does it augur well for the Congress party to take this matter up? Because whether it's civic apathy, whether it's the infrastructure issue in the state of Karnataka, you want to call it out to the Bombay government, but even they turn back to bite you.
Let me say a very simple thing to you. Karnataka today is mired in a cesspool of corruption. The potholes on Bangalore roads are also potholes of corruption on the character of Bommai government. We are not saying 40% commission. Who said it? Mr. Kempanna and nearly 50,000 contractors of Karnataka wrote to Prime Minister of India saying that Mr. Bommai is the entire government demands 40% commission. 3 contractors have committed suicide. Has Mr. Bommai even asked their families why did they have to shoot themselves or commit suicide? Mr. Bommai himself, his closest aide and minister, has been saying, Mr. Madhuswamy, that they don't even have semblance of a government, they are just running, some kind of an arrangement, perhaps of loot. Mr. Yatnal, the senior BJP leader, says, post of CM was offered to him for 2,500 crores. I am not saying so. Mr. Yatnal is saying so, he is still in BJP, no action has been taken. Must be true. Many people have, the school association, RUPSA of Karnataka, which represents 40,000 schools, has come forward and said in writing to Prime Minister, these guys, the BJP government demands 40% commission. One of the Mutt sons has come forward from Gadag and said they are saying we will give you corruption discount of 10% because you are a Mutt. So give us 30% commission. For the first time in the history of Karnataka, a ADGP rank officer is in jail in the police sub-inspector post which were being sold for 80 lakhs. Assistant professors post have been sold. District cooperative banks post have been sold.
So we get that point that you're making as far as corruption cases against the Bommai government. But Congress is still a divided house. We saw it happening in Rajasthan between Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot. We saw it happening right now in Maharashtra, where whether it's Ashok Gehlot or Nana Patole, they seem to be a divided house. And similarly over here, whether it's Mr. Siddaramaiah and Mr. D.K. Shivakumar, why hasn't the Congress been able to get their house together? Because if you are aiming at 150 from where you are right now at 72, how do you think you're going to steer up to get that number to be able to overthrow the Bommai government?
Well, let me begin by saying, like Arjuna, I can only see the eye of the fish. So I will only tell you about Karnataka instead of taking you all over the country. Mr. Siddaramaiah, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, myself and all state leaders just finished one leg of Yatra, what we call the Prajadhwani Yatra, and the Congress guarantees that we have placed before people. There is complete unity. Where is the disunity?
Who's going to be your CM face, sir?
We have publicly said that the legislators and the party leadership will decide. Currently, everybody is only fighting with one single aim. We have to save Karnataka from the clutches of the corrupt BJP. We have to restore brand Karnataka. Let me say, brand Karnataka has been tarnished. It's a unpardonable crime committed by Mr. Bommai and the corrupt BJP. Investment is going to Chennai, investment is going to Pune, investment is going to Hyderabad, investment is going to Gujarat, investment is going everywhere. The IT capital, the knowledge capital, the biotechnology capital, the future of science capital, that is Bangalore and Karnataka, whether it's Mysore, Mangalore, Bangalore, they are all under a cloud. You can't even walk on that road because it's mired in the potholes of corruption of the BJP. And there is need and yearning for change, and we are setting a positive agenda.
Are you going to come along with the JDS this time around, or will the Congress party contest the election independently by themselves?
Congress needs no alliance. Okay. Our only alliance is with people of Karnataka. We have complete faith that the Kannadiga pride, the Kannadiga culture and the Kannadiga talent will be harnessed by the next Congress government. We have seen how JDS has voted with BJP to install a mayor in Mysore for the first time of BJP. We also saw how in Rajya Sabha they deliberately put up a candidate instead of supporting a young educationist who was the Congress Rajya Sabha candidate with the sole aim of ensuring a BJP victory on the second seat in Rajya Sabha. We also saw how JDS voted with BJP on the land reforms bill, which is the biggest injustice to the farmers of Karnataka. So we have seen their conduct, and I think so have people, and people will judge who to vote for.
But you know, the Congress president is hailing from Karnataka. Your youth Congress president is also from Karnataka. And when the Bharat Jodo Yatra was going across and traversing through Karnataka, it did, gather a lot of fanfare. But what is the immediate impact of Bharat Jodo Yatra if you really have to look? Of course, you've clinched the Himachal elections. But when it comes to these infighting and teething issues within the Congress party, that really has not been settled as yet. What can we look forward to as far as sustaining the momentum that Bharat Jodo Yatra has yielded so far, that you can take it towards 2024 elections?
See, firstly, let me begin by saying that it's a matter of great pride for me personally, as also for every Kannadiga, that Shri Mallikarjun Kharge represents Karnataka. End of the day, it's his home state. Of course, he represents the entire party in the country, but we are proud that he's a son of Karnataka. And he has long legislative experience, administrative experience, whether it was 371J for Kalyan Karnataka or many other schemes that he initiated. That would be a great blessing. It's a great blessing that the National Youth Congress president is also from Karnataka. Bharat Jodo Yatra, since you ask of, Bharat Jodo Yatra has transformed the narrative of this country. Rahulji, by walking 3,570 kilometers, have placed at the center stage of India the issues of price rise and inflation, the issues of unemployment, the issue of wealth disparity, and the issue that the entire media spectrum is being deliberately as also conspiratorially hijacked by the BJP and Modi government to only do Hindu-Muslim Shamshan Kabristan, Hindu-Muslim Shamshan Kabristan. The politics of hate that India is being engulfed into must stop for India to propel forward and progress. For hate is an antithesis of progress. Love, harmony is a stepping stone for progress. So that is the model for India to propel forward.
But has that not really stopped the implosion in the Congress parties? I hate to bring it to your knowledge. Of course, there are organizational reshuffles that the Congress party is definitely undergoing. But we see these teething issues in the states also, which are also going into assembly elections. Is there a plan in place to try and rein in the warring heads?
If you look at Karnataka, since I look at that state, you tell me one single dissension that you have seen. It is rare. In fact, the only problem there is Mr. Bommai every day fights Mr. Yadurappa. Mr. Bommai is disowned and not even recognized as chief minister by BJP leaders. Mr. Madhuswamy is dismissive of Mr. Bommai. Mr. Yatnal is dismissive of Mr. Bommai. Their MLAs are accusing Mr. Bommai. Sometimes they accuse Yadurappa ji of corruption. Sometimes they accuse Bommai of corruption.
Also, are you fearing an Operation Lotus to take place? Are you also fearing an Operation Lotus that might be taking place ahead of the elections? Because there were certain statements that did indicate that.
Well, one of the BJP legislators and senior leaders have come forward on tape and I think partially denied it, or I'm not even sure.
Disowned it.
And he said that Mr. Amit Shah is a rowdy. Now, I'm not saying so. It is BJP's own leaders who are saying so. And they are saying we are not winning the election, that is BJP is not winning that election, that he has asked us to do Operation Lotus. But even that has utterly failed. In fact, if I may remind you and your viewers, Mr. Nagesh, a sitting legislator who used to support BJP, has resigned as the chairman of a corporation. He is an independent MLA and has decided to align with us. Two separate BJP leaders have resigned as chairman of both the corporations and have joined Congress. So, and many JDS leaders have also come. So, the influx is on this side, not on that side. We don't have to do any operation. People are feeling ideologically aligned with Congress. They are sick of the stench of corruption that Bommai government is stuck into. That nauseating stench of corruption, malgovernance and no semblance of government in Karnataka. You ask any common Kannadiga, there doesn't look like a government. They seem to be only looting Karnataka, left, right and center. That seems to be the all and end all for BJP. But Congress has given a positive vision. We have said what will we do in the field of irrigation. We have said what will we do for coastal Karnataka. We've released a 13-point charter. We have said what we will do for Kalyan Karnataka. We've released a 10-point charter of progress. We have said what will we do for the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe. We have released a 10-point charter.
But you are also seem to be going
Congress
the
guarantees.
Aam Aadmi Party way of announcing free electricity also in Karnataka. That got called out by the BJP, saying that why are you aping the Aam Aadmi Party? Do you think there's any merit in that? Why are you distributing reveries?
I think they are either stupid, if I may permitted to use the word, or just do not know how to handle it. Tell me, if a cylinder is costing in 400 rupees during Congress time and 1100 now, should we be not siding with our housewives as also people of Karnataka? If it is unaffordable to buy rice, unaffordable to buy pulses, basic nutrients, unaffordable to buy milk and paneer, unaffordable to buy cooking oil, unaffordable to buy household amenities. So that's why we have said it is our social accountability. They used to also call MG Narega Revidi, please remember. And then what saved us during COVID? MG Narega. So we have said we will do a direct transfer of 2000 rupees to every woman head of every household. In Karnataka, for the poor, about 80 units are already free. We've said we will now give 200 units to every household. We are an electricity surplus state. We had done so. BJP has not produced a single unit of electricity. These are social responsibilities that need to be adhered to. What Rahul ji calls Nyay. It may look like Revdi to Mr. Modi, for they give Revdi to legislators and buy their loyalties for 30, 40, 50, 60 crores. We want that people should have a share in the pie of revenue of the state. That's welfareism.
So, and my last question to you now will be, since you are a busy jet setter between Haryana and Karnataka, the issue pertaining to the farmers for that matter, because the finance minister is set to make a statement in the Rajya Sabha next. How do you see that the farmers' issues being addressed in the budget? What were your expectations and what would you expect the finance minister now to speak in the Rajya Sabha when she does?
Budget 2023 is anti-farmer, anti-village, anti-rural India. That's why if you look at financial year 21 to financial year 24, the rural budget has come down by 3,10,000 crore. It's a startling, shocking figure. The Manrega budget in 4 years has come down from 1,10,000 crore to 60,000 crore. 30,000 crore this year have been cut. That means they don't want to give any job. If I was to give you one example, 10,000 crore are previous year liabilities. So actual Manrega budget is 50,000 crore. There are 16 crore households that are registered. That means you can only give 10 days of work in 365 days or 1 year to them. 100 days is the guarantee. Then where is the money? The budget for price support is 1 lakh for MSP. 1 lakh. The budget for food subsidy on National Food Security Act has been cut down by 90,000 crores. The budget for Pradhan Mantri Annadata Aay Yojana is 1 lakh. How do you do? It's a joke. They are mocking rural India. And that's why I asked the FMCG sector, Many executives come on Mirror now off and on. Their rural demand has dipped. People just don't have the money.
Well, thank you for joining us here at Mirror Now and taking out that very important time from your busy schedule. That is Mr Randeep Surjewala in conversation with me over here for Mirror Now, and we shall come back to him for an interview as and when the Karnataka state goes into elections.